In this course, I'd like to introduce the concept of hierarchies in Power BI. A hierarchy is essentially a container, a way of grouping related fields together. You'll commonly see them used for dates, geography, product categories, and organizational structures. Hierarchies make it easy for users to explore data, moving from high-level summaries down to detailed information with just a few clicks. Put simply, a hierarchy is an ordered set of related fields that enables users to drill up or drill down through visual levels. For example, sales by category to subcategory then to product. This creates a smooth, intuitive experience for exploratory analysis. Hierarchies are important because they represent real-world relationships. Many datasets naturally follow structures like year, to quarter, to month, to day. Modeling these relationships explicitly not only simplifies complex datasets, but also supports best practices in dimensional modeling. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create two common hierarchies, a date hierarchy and a product category hierarchy. When creating a hierarchy, we typically begin with the broadest level and work our way down to the most detailed level. So let's start with the date hierarchy first. This is one most people are familiar with, where individual days roll up into months, those months roll up into quarters, and the quarters roll up into years. One of the recommended practices in Power BI modeling is to bring data in at the lowest level of detail possible. Power BI is designed to handle large volumes of data, and doing so gives report users maximum flexibility. They can decide how they want to slice, aggregate, and explore that information. So we'll focus on the simple natural date hierarchy. Day, to week, to month, to quarter, and finally to year. Now let's open our Power BI desktop file for this lesson and jump into the demo. Inside the model view, we can see our star schema. This is where we'll begin creating our hierarchies. The first one we'll build is based on the order date. To start, I'll select the year column and rename it to order year using the properties pane on the right. Next, I'll select the quarter column and rename it order quarter in the same way. It's worth pointing out that even though we're renaming these fields in the data model, Power BI pushes these changes back into Power Query as well. If I go to transform data, you'll see that these renaming steps have been added automatically to the applied steps pane. We'll follow the same approach for the month and week columns, renaming them to order month and order week. Okay, now we're ready to build our hierarchy. First, I'll go to the top level of the hierarchy, which is order year. I'll right-click order year and choose Create Hierarchy. Power BI will create the hierarchy with a single level, and I'm going to rename it to Order Date Hierarchy. Once I press Enter, you'll see the new hierarchy appear, currently containing just the order year field. With the hierarchy selected, notice it's highlighted in the general card. We can start adding more levels. If I scroll down in the Properties pane, there's a setting called Hierarchy. I'll click the option that lets me select a column to add, and now I can continue adding the rest of the levels. Order quarter, order month, order week, and finally order date. After adding all the levels, I'll click Apply Level Changes. Now on the right-hand side, you can see the full hierarchy built out in order. Year, quarter, month, week, and order date. Earlier, we renamed these fields so they clearly indicate which date they belong to. In this model, we have both order date and ship date, and descriptive names like order year or order month help report users understand exactly which date they're analyzing. Next, I'll navigate to the orders table in the diagram view, where we can see the entire hierarchy together. The last cleanup step is to hide the individual date columns that sit outside the hierarchy. For example, I have an order date column on its own, but it also exists inside the hierarchy. So I'll click the eye icon next to the standalone order date to hide it from the report view. I'll do the same for order year, order quarter, order month, and order week. This keeps the fields pane cleaner and ensures users work directly with the hierarchy. And that completes the order date hierarchy. Now let's look at a visualization. If we place defective amount on a visual and use the order date hierarchy, you'll see how easy it is to drill down from year to quarter, to month, to week, and all the way to each individual sales date. Next, we're going to build a hierarchy for our product data, using the exact same technique we applied to the order date hierarchy. I'll navigate to the DIM products table, and here I'll right-click on the category field and choose Create Hierarchy. Power BI creates the hierarchy with a single level, and in the name property on the right, I'll rename it to Product Hierarchy. Press Enter, and now we have a new hierarchy called Product Hierarchy with Category as the top level. Just like before, I'll scroll down in the General card and begin selecting additional columns to add as levels. We'll add the levels in the proper order. Subcategory, Class, Subclass, Product Name. Once all the levels are added, I'll click Apply Level Changes. In the table view, you can now see the full hierarchy built out from top to bottom. Now, just as we did with the order date hierarchy, we want to clean up the fields list so report users work through the hierarchy rather than using the individual columns directly. So I'll hide the standalone fields, category, subcategory, class, subclass, and product name from the report view. I'll simply click the eye icons next to each of these fields. They still exist in the data model, but they won't be visible or selectable in the report. At this point, we now have two hierarchies created in our model: the order date hierarchy and the product hierarchy. And all fields outside these hierarchies have been hidden from report view to ensure a clean and guided reporting experience. Now let's look at a quick visualization example. If we chart ship quantity by the product hierarchy, we can easily explore which products sell well, drilling from category to subcategory to class to subclass, and finally down to individual products. This gives users a smooth, intuitive way to analyze product performance at any level of detail. That wraps up today's lesson. We covered the fundamentals of hierarchies and created two of the most common ones used in dimensional models. In the next video, we'll dive into the essentials of DAX and Power BI. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to support the channel and stay updated on upcoming lessons.